so this is Kendry. This is Madison Preston, a player of mine that played for me at ASU and then came and finished her career here. This is her daughter. So I told her that she needed to join. She's going to start T-ball on Monday. So Coach Ford's going to coach you up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to talk about the game a little bit now, Kendry, all right?
Okay.
Okay. I thought offensively, just relentless in the box. I felt like every inning they just kept coming. We had good focused at-bats. I thought it took both pitchers to kind of settle in a little bit. I thought Kennedy was fantastic inning 1, and then she just, tried to do too much inning 2. And then from then on out, I thought she executed her pitches really well. So that's a big win for us, good to start off the weekend that way. And now we got to move on to tomorrow. So no rest for the weary, but it was a good game. The crowd was electric tonight. That was a lot of fun. Probably the loudest I've heard Davis ever. So thank you.
Trisha, you talked about coming in that you guys would have to field the ball, but that inning when they didn't field the ball, and you can't plan it that way, but what about taking advantage? You had a lot of offense, but you took advantage of the mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. I think both teams actually took advantage of that, but I feel like we kept pushing the envelope, base running, tags, just making sure that any opportunity that we are getting, that we are taking advantage of it. It was huge. It's the difference. Base running, I always say this, wins and lose you ball games.
What was your perspective, or how much of a roller coaster was Allie Enright's at bat that put y'all ahead?
Yeah, the softball gods are paying her back, right? That's a kid that puts in a lot of work, and somebody that I feel like the game knows. And obviously they had a miscue, and Allie made them pay for it. So I was excited for that. Yeah, great job for her. Focus back up.
And their starter, I know, was 11 for 27 on the first pitch strikes, getting into hitters counts. How much did it surprise you at all that she was a little struggling on the first pitch and then getting into hitters counts on the offense?
Yeah, I felt like, Sydney is a tremendous pitcher and somebody that what she's really good at is getting you to chase her pitches. And I felt like it was more on us of being able to focus up and not chase her pitches. And I felt like, we had a plan going into the box, and I felt like we executed it really well. But Berzon's, she's really, really good. I just feel like tonight we were a little bit better.
Coming into a game like this with an offense of that caliber that you're facing, what's the message to the pitching staff through the week?
Yeah, keep working, right? So I don't really talk about who we're playing during the week. I really talk to them about what we need to do and execute. So we usually have a bullpen to kind of tidy up some things and address some areas that that we both feel like we need to address. And then after that, it's more of just talking them through of hey, this is going to be super important for you to be able to execute this pitch, or this is going to be important. Kennedy threw a changeup really well tonight. That was something that we obviously, always have in our back pocket. So I think it'll be even more important as the weekend goes on. But I feel like, you just have to keep working. And I feel like our strength of schedule throughout the whole year has really set her up for this, these types of games. She has gone through it all, and she has weathered it all, and she's learned so much. And, you just keep putting her in these opportunities, and she, is making sure we're getting outs. Yeah.
What went into the decision to move Frankie into left field in the game, and what you see from her?
Yeah, it was more of an offensive decision, and just sometimes, Frankie's been our spark plug, this whole entire season, and it was just, she gets her opportunities and she makes the most of it. And Frankie is a jack of all trades. She's like Amari Harper, where are you going to put her? And I think I told you guys she's actually a natural infielder. She played shortstop. So, obviously she's played a lot of outfield for us this year. So, you kind of roll the dice, and sometimes you look really smart and sometimes not so much. But I thought, obviously putting Kramer in the 7th inning, she makes that great catch in left field to end the game. It was huge.
Olivia Johnson also made an appearance tonight. Can you talk about her ability to just come in and just do the job and even make a great sacrifice by the middle of the game?
Yeah. Ojo is just consistent, right? Wouldn't you say she's consistent?
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. somebody that's like she's a very good voice for our whole program, and I feel like she plays the game that way. And so she got an opportunity tonight, and it really was, Grayson, we wanted to run for her. So the plan was to put Grayson back in as the game went on, but I thought Ojo was having really good at bats. So, you just kind of weighing, the pros and cons. But I feel like Ojo, that squeeze, she's one of our best bunters. But that's what we kind of talked about is we're going to have to be able to execute this game at a high level, and it's going to be who takes advantage of mistakes. And I thought we were a little bit better than that tonight.
Going back to Allie's at bat, you mentioned the baseball guy smiling on her. The take right before the hit, was that how gutsy of a call was that to vision?
Yeah, I think Allie was probably fooled on it, if I'm being perfectly honest, and so let's not swing at it, and I felt like it was off the plate, I would assume. I don't know, I haven't watched film, but it's huge. I mean, that's a senior that's been in a lot of situations that I think just is very confident in her approach and knew what she was looking for. It's huge.
Kennedy had 146 pitches this game. There was a mound visit in the 7th. Was she just not going to let you take her out of that game, or did?
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about taking her out, to be honest with you. That was really just to settle everybody down. What got Kennedy, I feel like, in a little bit of trouble in the 2nd inning was she was overthrowing. I saw 74.8 up on the radar, or 9, I can't remember, but I was like, what in the world? And so I wanted to make sure that her head was in a good place, that we knew that we needed out. So it was more of like a full team kind of communication. Yeah. Slow the game down a little. Execute pitches.
You talked a couple times this year about this team is able to answer back. They answered you at 5, and things got a little quiet.
Yep.
For you guys to come back and score 2, and you probably thought, oh, maybe we can do that later. But at that point, how vital do you think that was when you answered with the bottom of your lineup there in the 2nd inning?
I think it's everything. I think we become very difficult when the bottom of our lineup is getting on base, right, or getting hit by pitches or sack flies. I mean, I think it's crucial in order for you to win against a team like that. Your whole lineup has to be productive, and that doesn't always mean hits. It means moving runners. The squeeze play was huge, sack flies, those types of things, walks. All of those play, because all that does is it allows that lineup to turn over more. So then the pitcher has to obviously face that top of that lineup again and move through it. So I think it's huge. Berzon had 111 pitches, right? Yeah. I mean, both pitchers I felt like had a high pitch count. Yeah.
No nervous with the tying run on deck with 1 out in the 7th?
I don't know, Cease. Yeah. I'm crazy. You know this. I'm a pitching coach.
Okay, just wondering.
Yeah.